Tomato is a fruit from the nightshade family native to South America. Despite botanically being a fruit, it is generally eaten and prepared like a vegetable. Usually red when mature, tomatoes can come in variety of colors including yellow, orange, green, and purple. Tomatoes are the fourth most popular fresh market vegetables behind potato, lettuce, and onions. Nigeria is Africa's second biggest producer of tomatoes after Egypt. But inability to keep supply steady all year round leads to a spike in prices at some time of the year. An uptick in the prices of foodstuffs is making it extremely difficult for many households to feed in Nigeria. Especially on the high side is the price of varieties of tomato, a major ingredient needed in cooking soup. Housewives are concerned and they say, though tomatoes are usually expensive at this time of the year, it had never been as bad as it has been this year. TVC News visited the popular Ojaoba market in the heart of Akure, Ondo State capital. This tomato seller is disturbed about the rising tomato prices.
This one is 500 naira, 600 naira. They are not really buying it much because it's too expensive.
Her view was corroborated by another tomato seller. But why has tomato become so costly? Why are people paying more to cook with tomato?
It's because there is they no bring it from farm. So all the people that they are doing it from farm, they say they don't want to stay the farm.
Some residents also shared their experiences with our crew.
So when they have tomato, but from now there's nothing like that. It starts from 500 now. Before you even see 200 naira tomato save, you do like this because it's expensive. It's not the same quantity that you buy before, so it does not last, like maximum 2 days.
Everything is very expensive now, not even only tomato. All the markets are very expensive, so everything is very tight now. You cannot even avoid it.
In Abuja, buyers and sellers are lamenting the hike in the price of the commodity. It comes in different varieties, which means there is variation in cost, with some far more expensive than others. Tomatoes from Jos and Kano are usually considered the best and more expensive. But now, there is a hike in price affecting all varieties, leaving buyers and sellers grumbling.
This one now, Benue tomato. Benue tomato. We dey call am Boko. So it is different with this one. This one Adurika. It is from Jos come. So this one they cost more than this one.
A big basket of tomatoes has witnessed a 100% increase in the price it was sold for in February and March, with a dozen basket selling for between 3,500 to 4,000 naira. Here at the Garki market in the center of Abuja, tomatoes appear slightly cheaper as a basket sells for between 3,000 to 3,500 naira.
Gaskiya tomato yanzu farashi ya hauhawa don ya yi tsada ne sosai yanzu.
The price of tomatoes have really increased compared to what we used to have. A basket that sells for 1,200 to 1,300 naira have now increased to 3,500 naira. Sometimes we sell them for 3,700 naira. We buy the big baskets for 30 to 35,000 naira. we can hardly get the big basket to buy due to the increase in the price. Now, mainly the small baskets you can get in the market, which now sells for 16 to 20,000 naira.
Basket yanzu babban basket irin wanda ana samu da yanzu muna sai ne 32,000-35 ma muna saya.
Da tumatir yana da sauki amma kuma yanzu yayi tsada sosai.
Before, tomatoes was very cheap, but now it is very expensive. The basket of tomatoes that we sell for 1,000 naira is now 3,500 naira. Hopefully, very soon the price will reduce.
To duk wannan shekara wannan lokacin da ma yana tsada duk shekara.
For buyers, the prices are unimaginable and they are now searching for alternatives pending when the prices come down.
Price always, every day, price rises every day. Something you buy today, like you can come yesterday and you can buy this in 3,500. When you come today, it will be 4,000. Like me, sometimes I buy small, I mix it with tin tomatoes, I put vegetable for my children. Sometimes I can buy egusi, mix it with this thing. It will give you this, we manage it. As long as it's sweet, my children will take it like that.
Oh, that affected my diet very well because you cannot eat, you cannot buy tomatoes and cook stew again this time around. We just go for fried rice. You cannot use tomatoes and cook fried rice, so we just go for fried rice ingredients. Because the cost of tomatoes is very high. So that's why we can't buy tomatoes again.
I'm just with my son, my husband, myself. Tomatoes of 1,000 cannot take us for 3 days. When I mean 3 days, it can't take us for 3 days. You have to buy tin tomatoes, and if you don't take tin tomatoes, so I don't know how you manage it. So it's not easy at all. It's just small container of the tomatoes, they sell 300 naira, and inside you get like 5 or 6 inside. So it's so expensive now, very expensive.
The prices of tomato in Kano markets are on the high side. Traders say the increase was as a result of its unavailability in Kano farms. This is the tomato unit of Yankaba Market, Kano, one of the centers where perishable crops are sold. Traders are battling with the increase in prices and shrinking patronage. The unavailability of tomatoes from Kano farms due to their seasonal nature is one of the reasons for the hike. Usman Ismaila is the chairman of the unit. According to him, the product is now being transported from Chawai in Kaduna, Zaria and some parts of Benue states.
I have been in the business of tomato for a long time. Every type is very expensive now. There is one for 1,900 naira. There's another one for 15,000 naira, and that of 10,500 naira.
The distance between Kano and the locations where tomato is available is one of the reasons for the hike in price. Nuhu Yaro, a tomato trader, tells us the prices of tomatoes per basket, noting that its variety and the location it was transported from play a big part in pricing.
There is a particular variety from Kaduna. It is harvested and stored. When it is ripe, it doesn't get damaged easily.
Tomato seller in Asaba, the Delta State capital, say the high cost of the highly in-demand vegetable has led to reduced sales and low profit margin for them. A look at the sales of tomatoes at the popular Ogbe-Ogonogo market in Asaba revealed that the commodity, which is likely brought in from the northern part of the country, is sold for as much as 50,000 naira a basket. Though there are a few grown locally in the market, the sellers want the government to encourage tomato farmers to get better yield to rival their northern counterparts.
As of last year, they used to buy it 20,000, 30, but as of this year, would you believe that they bought tomato 50-something thousand a basket? That's why they are selling to 1,000 per cup. If the government can prove those things for those people and help the farmers that is bringing in, and also the way that they are using to bring out that thing, like roads in this Delta state that they bring in all those things, is very bad.
The basket we were buying for around 3,000, 4,000. Now we're buying for around 20-something thousand. So you just imagine the margin. So if we don't sell it high to it, we can't make anything. It's not our fault that it's high, but then there's nothing we can do. So we're just appealing with the public to bear because it's not the season.
Spiraling the cost of living, unbelievable prices of tomatoes on the surge, dwarfing people's income.
How much is this? 300. What about this?
I want
1,200.
At the Alagbole market, a basket of tomatoes used to cost 7,500 naira, but it is now selling for between 30 to 40,000 naira. This small portion on display usually goes for 100 to 500 naira, which is the biggest size, but it has witnessed 70% increase. Shitu is a pepper seller who has been in business for some years. He says this is the first time in 5 years that the prices of tomatoes will be this high.
I used to buy the crate of tomato 3 months ago, 800, 700, but now it's 20,000, 22, 23. Crate, I'm not talking about the basket too, I'm talking about the crate of tomato. That when I want to have that kind of big basket now, you have to like maybe more just say let's see 50K. Yes, because now 3 crates, that crate is so now 3 they full one big basket. That's the biggest basket.
Shitu tells us the factors he thinks are responsible for the hike in prices.
Now today they're selling like 18K, 18,000. Before you even buy this tomato before now because there's no tomato. It's only outside tomato we bought. It's only outside tomato we used to buy before, but now there's no outside tomato.
Ada John is here to buy some tomatoes but couldn't after hearing the price.
Actually, everything here is, I would like to say triple the price or more than triple because things we actually get for 200 naira. Now they are saying each we are getting it for like 800 naira, and you can see that it's very. I can't even buy anything. I came to market. I've been pricing going around. I can't get anything.
She appealed to government to subsidize the price of petrol, which she believes is the main factor responsible for the hike in the price of tomatoes.
Would like to say the government should help us in terms of helping us with agriculture and in terms of the fuel. When you increase the fuel price, everything in the market goes up. You understand? So if they can help us, at least reduce the price of fuel, the cost of fuel, then help to in agriculture, so that all these things we can get it. I wonder, me here, I can't even get it, and I wonder what people that are not working, what they will do. You know, this starvation. You understand? Everything is expensive. I don't know. I don't know what.
I visited the Sura market in Lagos. The situation was not different.
We are buying just short a basket like this 20. The bigger one is 50,000. And when we want to arrange it, we arrange it 3,025. It's that time that we can just see 500, 1,000. It's very, very expensive. We don't know what is happening. Since we've been selling markets in the markets, with my children, they go to school, they went to university. I haven't seen this kind here. But this year, we are still thanking God that we are seeing it. But to buy it, the money is not like quite.
The hike in prices is said to have reduced profits of sellers to 2% or nothing at all, as they are just selling to remain in the business.
We don't even understand what is make it cost? They are telling us from their place. The place is supposed to see like 20 baskets, they will see 2. That's what this excuse they are giving us in the market. I say, why? It should be that this kind of tomato, see, the shortest basket is 20 something, 22, 20, sometime 20 last. If you want to turn it, you turn 3 like that, 60,000. Inside the biggest one they are carrying from the north. This one should be 7,000, 8,000. It's 20, 22 I bought it. I arrange market, I arrange only this 5 thing. Why I put the rest of this point one there? It's not quite complete our money safe.
Also at the Mende market in Maryland area of Lagos, the response I got shows that the rising prices of tomato is a nationwide problem.
It's going to almost 5 months now, since March. But this time around now, it's getting worse every day. We can't buy it now, at all. Where you hold 50,000 now to buy tomato, you can't buy tomatoes unless it starts from 60,000 before you get tomato come house. So everything now, both pepper, tatache, anything that Mala is selling now, very costly for us.
This tomato, we used to buy 20,000 before, but now it's 35,000. Tomato is too expensive now. This 300 by 4 pieces now.
If they can help us to let many people don't run because of the tomato, the 2 costs. Our customer, we don't used to see customers before again. All of them come and buy. They say, tomatoes, na good though. Nobody will buy the tomatoes now. So we are losing customer now. When them please, they made them talk about the price go less for us, so that we are able to get our customer back.
I want everything to come down because this tomato, when we buy this tomato, we say our money not complete. Our money don't lose finish. Make them help us, make everything come down. So if we buy this thing, we go see small chop inside. Now what we want with that?
Let them come and find solution for this our country. It's not fair. Everybody's suffering. It's not supposed to be like that. We know that by this time, tomato doesn't. By this time, there's no tomato, but this year is worse than other year. Let them come and find solution.
Currently in Nigeria, about 1.8 million tons of fresh tomatoes are produced each year. But more than 50% of this is lost due to the lack of storage system, poor transportation, and lack of processing facilities. The tomato value chain is growing in Nigeria as it is supposed for tomato juice, paste, ketchup, puree, and powder, thereby ramping up demand and impacting prices. So we decided to seek expert advice on this issue. Akin Olotu is an agriculture expert. He explains why tomatoes are costly in the markets now.
Among the factors is the issue of insecurity. Farmers are running away from the farm. Both old and young ones are running away because of insecurity. In Ekiti, this week, farmers were kidnapped. On our cocoa, the new cocoa plantation we are developing in Jugbere, we are working on 2,000 hectares of cocoa. 5 of our young ones were kidnapped right on the farm. We have a lot of unreported cases of kidnapping here and there. If I'm the president of this country today, I will declare a state of emergency on our rural roads. I exchange notes with my colleagues across the country, most especially in the southern part of the country. We have serious challenges when it comes to rural roads. If you are going to the farm and you cannot, a distance that should take you just 15-20 minutes, you will still be on the road for 1 hour.
But how can this be addressed?
I believe there should be a concession on the issue of farm inputs. that is very critical. If you look at tomato that we are talking about today, go and look at the popular seeds that are being planted. They are all imported, not east. None is coming from the country. And when you import these, do you know about 5 grams of these seeds goes for about 9,000 naira? How many farmers will afford that? To just put about 9,000 naira for 5 grams of seeds, about 100 will just be what is inside. This brings us to the issue of research. We must task our research institutions. We must task our universities. We must put an end to this issue of paper qualification. Let us see what is coming out. Let us see how what is coming out is useful to the people. Let the town and the gown meet. Open up our rural roads today. Let there be rural infrastructure. I believe we have done enough in our towns and cities. Let government across board face our rural sector. You will discover that people will move away from urban centers.
These sellers attribute the hike to the increasing rains which wash away farm crops. They are optimistic that prices would crash as soon as the rain recede.
It is expected that the prices will increase. Now that it is raining, definitely the price will reduce after the season. The rainy season is responsible for the hike in price of tomatoes. Most times, those tomatoes that are planted close to the rivers are being washed away by the erosion. Hopefully, in 2 months' time, there will be tomatoes in abundance.
Nigeria is the second largest producer of tomatoes in Africa behind Egypt, the 13th in the world and the largest in sub-Saharan Africa with an annual output of 2.4 million tons. The industry still faces challenges with distribution, storage and disease which have resulted in the country importing tomato paste. Many believe with adequate storage facilities, there won't be shortage of the produce irrespective of the season. The World Bank Appeals Project introduces a crate method of preserving the produce to last for more than 2 weeks instead of 2 to 3 days. And greenhouse for massive production. This, when continued, would increase tomato supply and satisfy the people's high demand for the produce.
It's a seasonal thing. For tomato, poison tomato, then that preservation is used to take, as I've told you, 2 to 2 weeks to preserve. Without such technology of preserving tomatoes into that preservation cooling system, it will not take 2 to 3 days. As I have told you, it will not take such days. Then God so kind with a support been given by the Appeals Project. It has brings more support. Let us, if you look at our tomatoes there, tomatoes of greenhouse is different from the one that is in open area. That is in the one that is inside greenhouse. It used to take 2 to 3 weeks to preservation. When we took it there, before if marketers they have not come for buying our product there, then we used to preserve it there. It will take such weeks that I have told you before. Then with that crate that we have been used to preserve, it will not allow the tomato to be shrink as it is, whether such a local crate that we normally used or traditional crate that we normally used.
Experts are hopeful that tomatoes would be produced in large quantities to meet demand all year round if numerous farmers adopt the preservation method. And the era of buying 11 bulbs of tomato fruit for between 1,000 to 1,400 naira in a neighborhood open market, no matter the season or the location, will be a thing of the past in Nigeria.